I feel so far away from you guys right now. Separation anxiety. How do I get closer? I don't know where to sit. That's better. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so freaking excited about today's video. You're probably telling because my face is like beaming with joy right now. I'm so happy. And that is because we are finally going to be doing my beauty room tour. I have been waiting to do this since the day I moved into my new place. I've been like trying to get this room together, and it's been a long time coming. It's been quite the process. So it's taking me some time to put everything together, but I gotta say, I am so thrilled with the way this whole room turned out, and I cannot wait to show you guys everything. I'm also gonna be going into my makeup organization, my little makeup closet. Don't forget to also give this video a big thumbs up because I really want to know if you guys want to see more like home decor type videos. Without further ado, let's start the tour. We're first going to start off with the part of the room that you guys see the most, and that is what I like to call my backdrop. So this was probably the most important part of the room for me because of course it is my backdrop, so it's what you guys are seeing the most, and I really wanted to make sure that my personality like shined through in this little space over here. So my biggest and favorite purchase from this whole entire beauty room is this blue couch over here. This is like my pride and joy. I have had my eye on it for years. I remember seeing this in the store over a year ago, and I was trying to figure out a way of how I could fit this in my last apartment, and there was just no room anywhere. So when I moved into this new place, I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get this blue couch because it fits perfectly in this room. So I was finally able to make my teal couch dreams come true. So the couch is from West Elm, and I was very lucky because I was able to get it like 30% off. I just went into the store on the perfect day. They were having a really big sale, and I sort of got like a discount on top of the discount. The couch also has like a really cool shape to it, which just works really well for the whole vibe of the room. It's not super modern, it has a really cool eclectic vibe. If I had to like define the style of this space, it would definitely be more on the bohemian side. I really wanted to play with a lot of natural textures and some color as well. As you can see with the couch, I've got a lot of wood, a lot of plants. Plants are always like a really big thing. I have so many plants, and I feel like the combination of plants with these like natural textures just really like warms up and adds a lot of personality to a space, and that's something that I really want to accomplish, and I feel like I did that. So besides the couch, we have this little gallery wall happening over here. Now, this was sort of like a very last minute decision. I had no idea what I wanted to do in the back over here. I initially wanted to create a neon sign that said the beauty room in like pink. Unfortunately, neon signs are really expensive, and I did not want to spend like several $100s on a neon sign for the background of my videos. So instead, I decided to do a little gallery wall. Underneath the shelf, we have my 3 prints. I'm actually really happy with the way these turned out. I got these frames from HomeSense, so they were really, really inexpensive. And then I got the prints off of Etsy, and you're actually able to find prints off of Etsy that you could print yourself, so it's really, really quick, really easy, and way less expensive, I find, than just getting them shipped to you, and it takes way less time. I decided to go with like frames that didn't match, just to sort of continue that like boho eclectic look that I've got going on. And I also wanted to have prints that had pink in them, just to sort of tie in the pink pillow that I have on my couch right over here. I know the donut's super random, but I thought it was like the cutest thing in the world. So moving on to this corner, this mirror over here is from HomeSense, probably one of the best finds that I've ever found at HomeSense. And I love having a mirror in the corner because I feel like it sort of makes the space look a lot bigger, and it just adds some depth. So that's basically it for this whole side of my room. So now let's move on to the vanity area. So next up we have my vanity. This is really the only other like piece of furniture in my room, because over here we have the whole entire like backdrop setup, then we have this like big empty wall, and then my vanity in this little corner over here. Now you guys have actually seen this before because I did do a vanity organization video not too long ago, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into how this was actually made, because this vanity over here did not used to look like this. If you have been around on my channel, then you may remember the bright greenish blue vanity that I used to have in my backdrop. So I actually got that green vanity from West Elm on sale and it was like the most exciting day of my life because I've been wanting the oregano mid-century modern mini desk, I think it's called, for the longest time. And when I went into West Elm on that particular day, they had it like majorly discounted because it was slightly damaged, and I was like, I don't even care if there's like a little bit of a chip in it, I will take it. When I brought it into this room, I had all intention of keeping it as like my vanity, but after getting that green couch over there, it clashed so intensely because the color was like too similar, but because it was so similar, it looked really, really, really off. And honestly, I did not want to buy another desk because desks are so expensive, and I also couldn't even find anything that fit perfectly in like the aesthetic and vibe that I was looking for. So I decided to completely transform the desk and DIY it and paint it a completely new color and change the handles to really just change up the whole look of the desk. And I am so happy with the way it turned out. I actually vlogged the process of me transforming the desk, so I will put some of those clips here so that you guys can see. So I went to Home Depot, I got some paint, I got some sandpaper, and then I went to work. I basically just sanded down the whole entire thing just to get rid of the shine because it was like a lacquer on top. So the guy at Home Depot basically just told me what to do, and I followed his instructions. So I sanded it down, and then I painted 2 coats of this beautiful dark blue color. And then I got these knobs over here from Anthropologie. If you have a piece of furniture that has knobs on it and you just want to give it a little bit of like a refresh, get some new knobs, and it just makes everything better. As far as the other things that I've got going on here, there's really not that much else. First things first, I have this little illustration. This is actually supposed to be me. I was at a PR event and this artist was doing these like fashion sketches of what everybody was wearing, and this is what I was wearing that night. I was wearing like leather pants and this like ruffly red top. And then on top of here, I just have a lot of my most used products that I always use like every single day. I have my Kate Somerville SPF 50 spray sunscreen, my Josie Maran sunscreen, Drunk Elephant eye cream. This is my Way Rose hair and body oil. And this is a dry shampoo that I'm actually not loving so much, but I'm trying to use it up. I also have this white marble slab over here. The reason why I have this is actually because I don't want to ruin my desk. Even though this desk can definitely take some abuse, I just didn't want to ruin all my hard work. I also always keep my iPad on my desk because whenever I'm doing my makeup, I always either have to have a YouTube video or a Netflix show going. I can never do my makeup in complete silence, so this is always here and just ready to go for me to watch something as I'm getting ready. This is where I like to keep all of my most used brushes that I use every single day. This little like cement holder thing is actually supposed to be a planter, but I use it for a brush holder because why not? So last but not least, it's time to show you guys my makeup collection and how I organize all of it. The first time that I visited this house and I came into this room, I knew almost immediately that this was going to be my beauty room because of these closets. These closets were already built in, and as soon as I opened them, I was like, oh my God, these are perfect for storing makeup. And my real estate agent looked at me in the weirdest way. She probably was like, how much makeup does this bitch have? Because I mean, these are closets meant for clothes, but they have the most perfect drawers for makeup products. Once I moved in, I actually even added more drawers to the closets, and it just ended up being perfect. And I love that it's like actually closed away. It's not exposed, so it keeps everything really contained and neat. So now we are switching over to the vlog camera so that I could give you guys a better look into the closet. So here's a better look at what the whole entire like makeup closet looks like. This little skinny part over here is probably the most boring out of the whole closet. It's just where I keep my equipment, extra brushes, and then this box actually holds a lot of my extra makeup that I keep for friends, family, and for giveaways for you guys. So now moving on to where the real excitement is. This is an overview of what the makeup portion of my closet looks like. So these are the magical drawers that I was talking about. They are so amazing because they are absolutely ginormous. They're super deep, and they're basically like Alex drawers on crack. So I have 4 drawers and then a shelf where I keep just like a few random things. So back here are where a lot of my prized possessions live. These are some things that I've accumulated throughout the years from brands and from my own like personal accomplishments that I like to keep on display. I actually decided that I'm gonna be putting all that stuff on a shelf on this wall over here. So they need to be on display. So just to brief over it pretty quickly. So of course we've got my 100K YouTube plaque. Then next to that, this is actually really cute. My mom had this made for me. This was from an ad that I did with Maybelline back in November, and it was in a newspaper. So my mom cut it out and she got it like put on this little not cardboard, it's like a little wood plaque so that I would be able to have it forever, which is just so sweet. So I have that there on display as well. And back here, this is actually a skateboard. And it says Jamie Paige Beauty. This was made for me at a NYX event, and a local artist created this. This is like one of my favorite things ever. I think it's like the coolest thing in the world. So I'm so excited to have this actually on display and get it out of this closet so that I can look at it all the time. And then over here is where I like to keep all the things that brands personalize for me. I appreciate it so much when brands do this. I just find it to be really, really thoughtful and really cool. So I was on a benefit trip, and during the trip they had personalized a ton of their box blushes with our names. So I kept all of them obviously, and I have them on display here. This is an Hourglass palette that has my name on the mirror, a Marc Jacobs mascara that has my name on it, and a YSL lipstick that also has my name on it. And I got it engraved at a little event, actually the same event that I got that illustration done. This was actually hand painted by an artist. This is my face obviously on a Naked 2 palette. Other than all that stuff, I have some makeup removers and brush cleaners back here. This over here is my favorite brush cleaner from Cinema Secrets, in case you're wondering. In this little like cement thing, I have some like jumbo random eye pencils from a bunch of different brands, and then I have my lip liners and eyeliners in these Makeup Forever brush holders. These are fantastic. Over here I have a bunch of facial mists and setting sprays, and also some random like skincare and hair care products that I often use like before filming, so I like to keep it up here. And then the last little box has a ton of my liquid eyeshadows and liquid glitters. I like to keep them all in one place so that they're easy to find. So now moving on to the very first drawer, this is where all of my eyeshadow palettes live. This was once upon a time very well organized. It has since become a little bit less organized as time has gone on. I definitely need to do decluttering, and I want to go through all of this and maybe get rid of like at least a quarter of what's here so that I narrow it down a little bit more. Let me know if you guys want to see me do a video on that. And then these two bins hold some cream eyeshadows and loose pigments. I have some from Naked Cosmetics, Dose of Colors, the Essay Edit, which actually no longer exists. And then I have cream eyeshadows from Dior, Natasha Denona, Tarte, MAC. And by the way, if you're wondering, I got all of my organizers from Canadian Tire, from the Made Smart brand. Now moving on to the second drawer. This one is slightly all over the place, but it does contain all of my cream and liquid blush, bronzer, and highlighters, some glowy primers, powders, foundations, and yeah, that's it. So over here I have all of my cream and liquid highlighters, probably one of my favorite little compartments in my whole entire makeup collection. I love all of these so much. Then I have my bronzers over here. This is where my cream and liquid blushes live. I have some like bulkier powders just because I don't have anywhere else to put them. And my cushion foundations are in this little bin over here just to keep them all in one place. This is a dedicated bin just for glowy primers, which are my favorite primers to use. So I really wanted to separate them from my normal primers. Now moving on to the third drawer. This is what I like to call my complexion drawer. This side we have foundation, and a lot of foundation. I had initially organized it by coverage, so I had a bin that had light, medium, and then full coverage. As the weeks have gone on, it has not stayed like that because I'm constantly taking things in and out, so I just, you know, got things jumbled up. This is another portion of my makeup collection that I really have to declutter. Let me know what you guys rather see first, a foundation or an eyeshadow decluttering. Next up, we have lots and lots of concealer. These are some more powders, and then back here are my other primers that are not the glowy primers. So I have my smoothing primers, hydrating primers, etc., etc. And then the last drawer in this part of the closet is my color face drawer. So this is where I like to keep my powder, blush, bronzers, and highlighters. Right over here, I have all of my blushes. I've got my NARS blushes, Too Faced, Burt's Bees, Wet n Wild, Benefit, Clinique, etc., etc. This bin actually holds some palettes. So I have contour palettes, blush palettes, and highlighting palettes all in here. Those Marc Jacobs ones are so large and in charge, so I'm just gonna put them over there, but this is where all my bronzers are. These two bins are super random. They sort of have a mix of blushes and highlighters. And then lastly, this is just highlighters right here. I just recently decluttered this in a decluttering video, actually. If you guys want to check it out, I will link it down below. Now let's move on to the second part. So up here is where I like to keep a lot of my basic products, sort of what I like to call them. I've got my mascaras, lashes, brow pencils, brow gels. Over here is like just super random stuff. We got like lip balms, eyelash glue, eyelash curlers, eye bases, stuff like that. And then these are more cream eyeshadows. This section over here is truly my least favorite part of my whole entire makeup collection, just visually, because it is just so all over the place. This bag over here, it's such an eyesore, but it's where I put all of my products that I finished, because I am planning on doing an empties video at some point. So on the left hand side of this drawer, I keep all of my ColourPop products. So I have my blushes and highlighters and then my eyeshadows. These are the new Smashbox little eyeshadow trios, so I put them in a little separate bin just to keep them in their own little place. And then back here are where all of my single eyeshadows are, and I also have these Makeup Forever Aqua XL paints, I think they're called. They're really cool products. You can basically use these like all over the face. They're really, really nice actually. So now moving on to my lipstick organization, because this is where it starts. In my old apartment, I had organized all of my lipsticks by color, and it was such a mess, and it was almost like finding a needle in a haystack, because I organized it by like reds, nudes, pinks. When I wanted to find a specific color and I would open up, for example, the red drawer, all of the lip products would look exactly the same. So trying to find what I was looking for felt almost impossible. And then when I moved here, I had organized it again by color, and it was just the biggest mess in the world. So I just spent a whole entire day completely decluttering and reorganizing my lip products. I actually did film some vlog footage of myself doing that with my mom. It took a full day. I ended up actually organizing everything by brand instead of by color, and I find it way easier to find the things that I'm looking for. So for example, this is my little Lancome box. I have Maybelline over here, and then underneath that I actually have my NARS lipsticks. And then the rest of my lipsticks live in this drawer, and this is probably the most organized drawer in my whole entire collection, because they're all stored away in these little Ziploc containers. Then the very last drawer in my makeup storage closet is this little skincare drawer. This is where I like to keep all of my extra skincare products and skincare products that I'm just waiting to try. So I have all of my makeup removers here, some extra Drunk Elephant stuff, some sunscreens. This is the Wonderfeel Double Cleanser, one of my favorite makeup removers, so I have some extras back there. Got some sheet masks, Milk makeup, like skincare products, Glossier, and that's sort of it. So guys, that finishes off my beauty room tour. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and like seeing a little glimpse of where I work. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.